Welcome back to Made to Move, one step at a time. Today, I want to talk about something that most people completely underestimate: small choices. Because we live in a world that celebrates instant results. Everybody wants the transformation story, the dramatic before and after, the overnight success, the quick fix. But real, lasting change usually happens very, very quietly. It happens in the everyday decisions, no matter who's applauding you. The extra bottle of water, the short walk, getting back up after a hard day, choosing rest instead of burnout, making one healthier meal choice, turning the TV off early to make sure you're getting rest, choosing peace over chaos. And small choices may feel insignificant in that moment, but repeated small choices create that momentum. And momentum changes your life. I think many people quit too early because they don't see that immediate result. But just because you can't see progress yet does not mean progress is not happening. Seeds grow underground before anybody ever sees that fruit. And honestly, some of us have spent years expecting our bodies, our minds, and our emotions to recover instantly from damage that happened simply over a long period of time. For me, it was almost 50 years of not looking at what I was eating and just simply not eating to live, but living to eat. And that's a very honest statement for me to make. Healing takes that consistency. Growth takes consistency. Lifestyle change takes consistency. Not perfection, but consistency. So if you're on this journey with us and you have started moving, your consistency is the beginning of your success. That's obviously our goal. One of the biggest mistakes that people make, and I make, is trying to change everything at once. They go from no movement to trying to work out 2 or 3 hours a day. From eating whatever that they wanted to trying to survive on this restriction overnight. And you may say, hey, Lovey, I thought you were going to give us a nutrition program to follow. Well, first, I want you to understand why you have failed so many times before. Because it is a lifestyle that we are trying to achieve, not a diet. And so many factors that we put into our body, whether it is physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, that affect our success moving forward. So we see that from being overwhelmed to trying to become perfect and be perfectly disciplined immediately, what usually happens? Burnout, because extremes are very difficult to sustain. And that's why this journey is called one step at a time. Not a marathon, but one step at a time. And understanding that we were made to move in all aspects of our life. So there again, one step at a time. That's not 20 steps, not overnight transformation, one step. And I really need you, and I'm reminding myself, to understand that consistency, and I'm using that word again, beats intensity almost every single time. Now, doing something sustainable consistently is far more powerful than doing something extreme temporarily. A 15-minute walk consistently matters. Choosing water more consistently matters. Getting more sleep consistently matters. Stretching consistently matters. Reducing stress. Ooh, we haven't talked about that, have we? Reducing stress consistently matters. The little things build the bigger picture. And honestly, a lot of people get discouraged because they keep focusing on how far they still have to go, instead of recognizing how far they have already come. Maybe you haven't reached your goal yet because we're just getting started, but you're moving more than you have before, thinking differently than you did before, becoming more aware than you were before. That matters. Now let's talk honestly for just a moment. Some days are going to be harder than others. And some days your motivation is so high, you're ready to run that marathon, you're ready to do that extra step. And other days, you feel exhausted emotionally and physically, and that can be normal. You're not always going to have those highs. The problem is that people often believe, if I can't do everything perfect every single day, if I can't hit whatever your goal is, then why even try at all? And that mindset destroys all of your progress. And that's probably the reason that your diets in the past did not work, because I know that was the reason that my diets in the past did not work. Because as soon as I slipped up, as soon as I had a holiday or a birthday or a nice dinner out, and I actually had that extra piece of cake or actually had that extra food, I got home and felt defeated. So it was easier for me not to do the same thing again the next day, or sulk in it and not even try anymore. Because something is always trying to get you to go in that opposite direction of where you know you're supposed to be going. And doing a little something is better than not doing anything at all. So maybe today's walk will be a little slower, but it still counts. Maybe today's workout will be a little shorter, but I want you to know that it still counts. Progress is still progress. And I think that people need to stop speaking to themselves like they're a failure or they've messed up every single time that they have a difficult day. Some days, do I splurge? Absolutely. But I wake up the next morning and I realize I deserve that. So let's start again today. And I go back to making those healthier choices because it's a lifestyle. It's not something I have to even hardly think about anymore. I don't have those same desires because I have been doing it so long now that it has become consistent in what my body wants. Remember one thing, you are human, you're not a machine. And some people carry stress and grief and financial pressures and trauma and caregiving responsibilities and an emotional exhaustion and still trying to improve themselves. And it's a battle. So you have to give yourself grace. Give yourself grace while still staying accountable. Grace and let's connect this to movement. Movement is one of the clearest examples of how small actions can create that change. You don't build endurance overnight, you build it gradually. One walk becomes longer, one stretch becomes flexibility, one workout becomes strength, and one healthy routine becomes discipline. The body responds to repetition, and honestly, so does the mind. When you consistently choose healthier habits, you begin rebuilding trust with yourself. And that's pretty powerful, because some people no longer trust themselves to follow through. Every broken promise to yourself slowly weakens your confidence. And if I am 100% honest, when I started this journey myself, my confidence was nothing. I had had 7 or 8 surgeries that year. I had lost most things that people relate to, being a woman, having a mastectomy, having to have an oophorectomy. And so my confidence was about as low as it possibly could be. But I chose to start this journey because I wanted to not be left behind anymore. Being isolated in my bedroom, battling cancer, the steroids, the significant water weight gain, extra weight gain, and just the lack of being able to be mobile. My journey started because I just didn't want to be left behind anymore. And so that became my drive, that I wanted to not have to have all the assistance on just my daily routine. Maybe somebody watching today needs to hear this a little bit more clearly. You do not have to become perfect to become healthy. I want to say it one more time. You do not have to become perfect to become healthy. You just have to keep moving forward. One step. Making one more positive choice. One day at a time. So today I want you to stop overlooking the power of the small decisions that you are making, even participating in Made to Move, even participating on saying, you know what, I don't know where it's going to go, but I want to try. It's one positive step in the right direction, because you're choosing to make better choices for yourself. Your future is being shaped by what you repeatedly choose to do. So if you wake up every single morning, not occasionally, but if you wake up and repeatedly make those small choices will become habits. And habits become routine. And routines become lifestyles. And lifestyles shape your outcome. And a new lifestyle has shaped my outcome. That's why what you do daily matters more than what you do occasionally. And if you feel overwhelmed today, simplify that process. Do not focus on changing your entire life overnight. Focus on your next healthy choice. Your next walk, your next glass of water, the next moment of you're going to discipline yourself by not grabbing the slice of cake, but grabbing a fruit. Or if you grab the slice of cake, maybe you're going to make the slice a little bit smaller than you did yesterday. That matters. The next opportunity to care for yourself, focus on that. today, that's enough. Because transformation, again, is built one decision at a time. And remember, every healthy choice you make is an investment into your future self. One day you will look back and you're going to realize the little things were never really little at all. They were building strength, and they were building discipline, and they were building endurance, and it was building healing, and it was building you. So keep going. Even when progress feels slow, even when motivation fades away, even when life gets heavy, because I can promise you, it will. Keep moving, keep choosing, and keep building, because small, consistent steps can absolutely change your life. I'm proud of you for showing up again today. Now let's keep moving forward together, one step at a time. May God bless you and keep you, and may you know that you were made to move.